Hi there, I'm Lisa Ohearn-Keck, and this is Pathways to Possibilities. And my guest today is Jeff Steinberg. I have known this guy, I'm so excited to have Jeff here. I have known Jeff for, 21, 22 years. He runs and is the originator of a company called Sojourn Project. And we're going to talk a little bit about that because it's something that most of our kiddos at Palo Alto Prep have done this trip to the tracing of the civil rights movement in the South. There's other things that he does, but this is what we're going to talk about today. So welcome.
Hi, Lisa Keck.
Hi, Jeff.
It is so nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
And if I may share, you're like one of my favorite people in the world.
Oh my gosh.
You shine such a bright light.
I have never seen anyone have so much energy and put so much passion into talking about this subject to our kids.
Well, the kids at PAP are amazing young people.
They're interesting kids.
And they are. And everyone has their own transformation on the journey.
How did you were a teacher?
I taught at a high school for 14 years, at a high school in San Bruno called Cappuccino High School. I was a history teacher. So I went to high school there. So I taught at my old alma mater. And I was a department chair and I was a leadership teacher and I taught AP US history. And my last year at the school, I just decided, I was there 14 years, and I decided what would be better than taking students from my own high school into the South. I had done a program called Close Up where I took kids to DC, and I had done that for a number of years. And my school under my leadership, took more students than every other school in the district combined. And I thought, well, can I really do this? So I researched it. And then my last year at the school, I just wanted to take 30 kids from my own class. Took 100 the first year.
Wow.
And I realized really quickly this wasn't just for my students. This was for anybody who wanted to be part of this.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's just one of those things. I mean, I was lucky enough, like I said, 19 years ago, that John Lewis was still alive. There's so many people that, I majored in history in college, and I love history. But especially for high school students, to see them actually live history. It's one thing to go, and I can't even think of the name of it, you'll tell me in a second, to where Martin Luther King was shot. It's one thing to go and tour the museum. It's another thing to go with you and feel it.
I call it riding the wave.
The trip was kind of like Where's Waldo, because what you would do is you'd cry every day and you would meet the actual families and the people that lived it. And every time, third or fourth day, I don't know if the students necessarily did that, but as an adult, I did. I'd look around and say, okay, who is here that hasn't been with us for the whole trip,
You never
right?
know the surprises that are coming.
But the one that killed me the most is we went to Medgar Evers' home. And I'm sitting on this cement step with this woman sitting next to me, about my same age. And we're just shooting the breeze, didn't even... again, it hadn't fazed me.
So Medgar Evers was a civil rights icon who was murdered in 1963 on his driveway at his home in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi.
Correct.
He was fighting against segregation, fighting for the right to vote. He is 37 years old. So we're on the driveway.
So we're sitting, and I'm sitting on this step next to this lovely woman that I've been talking to the last couple of days. And you said, and yes, it was so heartbreaking because his daughter ran out when he was shot in the driveway, and she was, 8 years old.
And she said,
Daddy, please don't die, right?
She said, Daddy, get up, Daddy, get up.
And so I get goosebumps right now. And so all of a sudden you said, I'd like to introduce you to Medgar's daughter. And this woman I was sitting next to was his daughter. And I just lost it.
And when her dad called her Sunshine, shortly before he died, their house had been firebombed, and he comes home at nighttime. He had been in the Delta 2 hours away. He comes home at nighttime, and Rena says to her dad, should we hate the people who did this? And her dad says, my love, Sunshine, there are good and bad people in every race. Always look for the good.
If everybody could learn history like this, it would be...
Meeting these icons, you can't help but be transformed.
Oh.
And
what's sad is they are all dying.
We're losing them.
And really what made it so impactful was the fact that you were meeting this person that lived it.
Well, here's the cool part. The trip's going to go on after we've lost our last speaker because, children of the speakers are going to want to share their stories.
I love it.
The group going is going to be so excited. I'm meeting someone's daughter and son. So they're
It's
never
really
going
no
to know the
different, huh?
difference. We will know the difference because we have all been around these original people who can't help but change who you are. I hope I would have been the same person. I don't know if I would have been the same person. And so I've come to the conclusion we're all supposed to be doing what we're supposed to be doing
When
in
we're
the
doing it.
time we're supposed to be doing it in. And that's given me some peace because these iconic people, I try not to call them heroes even though I slip. Because if we call them heroes, that means we can't, they're on pedestals and we
Right.
can't reach that plateau. Minnie Jean and Elizabeth Eckford have given me an incredible line I love. Elizabeth Eckford being one of the Little Rock Nine as well. They and Minnie Jean too.
Yeah.
They have said ordinary people can do extraordinary things in extraordinary circumstances.
Of all, I mean, Minnie Jean, of all the people that you've gotten to know, who would you say like really has just hit you harder?
Minnie Jean has been an incredible mentor to me.
Yeah.
She has changed the way I think. She's been we call her the Queen of Sojourn. She comes on every trip.
Yeah.
Been an incredible mentor. But I carry in my heart every day John Lewis, Fred Shuttlesworth, Jimmy Webb, Elizabeth Eckford has made an incredible impact on me. The Damer family. We lost two brothers about 6 months ago. We lost two of the
Oh,
Damer brothers. Um, Vernon Damer Jr., who passed away, said, hate only destroys the hater. When a Klansman apologized to him for murdering his father, and Vernon Damer said, I can forgive you. Hatred only destroys the hater. I'm not sure I could do that. The McNair family,
oh
who
gosh.
I
Lost their
adore.
little
So
girls.
so it's all a piece of me. So everyone has room to grow on this trip
Mhm.
because we all come in with stuff. Everyone has stuff.
Well, and our preconceived notions and our
We
fears.
all have bias.
Mhm.
The media shaped that, politics has shaped that, home life has shaped that. But we have to truth tell. And if our kids aren't getting the truth and not knowing about the other founding mothers and fathers, including Latino Americans who made a difference in this country, not just Cesar Chavez,
Mhm.
a woman named Dolores Huerta, Asian Americans who made a difference, Pacific Islanders, Puerto Ricans, Filipinos, Native Americans, Middle Eastern Americans, Arab Americans, Palestinian Americans. I could go on.
What scares me is we're talking, about a time. What are we? 80 years ago? 70 years ago? What's 63, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't believe that. And how far along are we really?
What is happening today, in my opinion, I'm not speaking for anybody else but me, is about protecting whiteness. And that's a shame to me because I don't know what whiteness is. If you want to talk about what Italians have done for this country, I'm all in.
Irish,
If you want
hello.
to talk about what Polish people have done, I'm all in. What Irish people have done, I'm all in. I don't know what white really means.
Right.
Every culture has contributed. But when it's about protecting whiteness versus embracing cultures, other cultures, and saying, we're going to embrace you. I'm not afraid. You are my brother. You are my sister. And I want to embrace that. That is how we stop racism.
Right.
What's really important in this work we do, Minnie Jean has said, doing this type of work, and also the work you do, it's a life sentence. And once you learn this, you can't unlearn this. You cannot unlearn this. So it's a life sentence and you feel it. I'm not an empath. Doing this work is, I describe it, walking up a hill backwards, pushing a boulder. That's what anti-racism work feels like,
Yeah,
right?
I bet it
It's
does.
exhausting.
I bet it does.
And yet, it's the only work that I know how to do to say this is the difference I can make in the corner of the world I'm in.
And that's the whole thing. If what can you do? You do what you can do. And hopefully enough people will do it that the united consciousness or whatever will change.
Well, that's why education's so important. We stop a picture on the trip of a beautiful little boy, and he's wearing a full Klan outfit. His parents have put him in a Klan outfit. And I pause the film, and I say, somebody give me a thesis statement. Look at this picture, and what line comes up to you? And there's only one line that really hits me, that racism is taught.
Yeah.
No child is born a racist. No one's born a racist. It is taught. And so my theory is if it's taught, we can unteach this. Doesn't mean it's easy. It has to be the younger generation who says we're tired of this now. Mm-hmm. This has to stop. Mm-hmm. And it has to be on our watch. It has to be on our watch. And that's Joanne Bland, my friend who just passed away. She has this amazing line. She says, you're the ones we've been waiting for. And I love that. The young people are the ones we've been waiting for to say, it stops in our lifetime.
Oh my gosh, Jeff, thank you. Oh, wow. I think that's a place to stop. Holy cow.
I just love being with you.
Thank you so very much for being here. Really, really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
And who knows, I might get you back here and we'll talk about other things.
Anytime. I'd come back. I'd do anything for you and anything for your amazing husband,
Thank you.
Chris, who I adore.
Well, Sojourn Project, if you haven't looked at it, please look at it. It's www.sojournproject.org. And it's an amazing organization.
And we take adults, so anybody who ever wants to join us, anybody sees us, you want to come, you are all welcome to come.
Thank you.